Alright guys, it's the rare back-to-back day videos. But I really wanted to follow up on the video that I made yesterday regarding you're sick as your secrets. Because I got a very, good comment right out of the gate. And it's something that I should have thought, more of. Or, I'm surprised it just didn't come into my mind yesterday. But, there are going to be situations where you open up to somebody finally, whether it's your love, your girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever, father, mother. And sometimes it doesn't go very well. Sometimes, in a weird way, you look at you opening up, and you might look at there might be some consequences of you, coming clean, and it kind of tricks your brain into thinking, well, I'm in a rough spot now because I told the truth. All I had to do was just not tell the truth, and I wouldn't be in this pickle. I wouldn't have been disowned by my parents, or my wife wouldn't be threatened to leave me and all that stuff. Why did I come clean? So I did want to touch on that, because it's a very important kind of a subject of how to handle that. And so I'll talk about how the situations I've had where that has happened, where I had a situation where I was hooked badly on Phenibut and Kratom, and I got to the point where I knew, like, the only thing that I had to go into a detox center. It was the only thing that was going to keep me clean for at least a week, and I wanted to kind of do everything the right way and get off on the right foot. And so, I had to kind of cover my tracks with my ex-wife with why I couldn't have my son that weekend. And me and my wife, we made the mistake of kind of trying to either sugarcoat it or kind of kind of half truth, like, well, he's in there because he was taking a substance, and at first it was, some story of like, oh, well, the doctor, put him on some stuff that he needs to come off of. And so, I eventually came clean with her, but at this point she heard a couple different things. And so she's, very suspicious of all that stuff. And so I come out of detox and I want to see my son. Well, she lays it out to me that, she wants a weekly drug test every week before I can pick my son up. And she says it just like that, just like, that's something that's easy to, happen, to do. And, whatchamacallit. So I'm like one day out of detox. I'm sicker than shit. I want to just see my boy, because I know that that's going to help me quite a bit and keep me sober. And now I'm running around from clinic to clinic. It's not easy and she wanted an official printed out, Quest Labs or whatever kind of, she wanted proof that I didn't have anything in my system. So, I ran around from clinic to clinic and doctor's office to doctor's office, sicker than shit, trying to get this drug test in. And in my mind, I'm like cursing her. Of like, you're just doing this to make me tap dance for you. And, you're holding you're holding my addiction over my head, keeping me from my child, which is just, only going to hurt me. And, I finally did get the drug test done, and it all came back clean, and I brought it to her, and she never asked for me to do that ever again. Thank God, because that would have been a very rough. But, like I said, it's a real trick for your brain to say, God darn it, she's making me run through these hoops now, and this is bullshit, and I'm sick, and the last thing I need to be doing right now is trying, and spending $120 on a, official professional drug test and all that shit. It's like, it's real easy to get in that mindset, but if you're humble and you really see what's happening, I put myself in that situation. Only me, and only my, my basically obsession with self put me there 100%. So as far as the people that, if you come clean and maybe your girlfriend leaves you, maybe your parents say, hey, we're done with your shit. And, and obviously with addiction, there's histories, and there's, well, you got it back together 5 years ago, and now what you're telling me, you're fucked up again or whatever, like there's history and everything. And there could be, there's a lot of emotion. The more you love somebody, the more intense it gets, And so all I could say to those people that maybe have had those situations happen, and from what I've personally seen and what I've experienced myself, is that all you can do is stay sober, do the next right thing, and that's it. That is it. sometimes people come back. Sometimes people, they kind of watch you from afar and they see how you're doing, because, they're scared. Maybe they have codependency issues. Maybe they've just been hurt by all this. They don't want to get involved anymore. The only thing that is ever going to fix that, ever, is being honest, staying sober, and doing the next right thing. And then if God has it in his will, or sorry for if you're not religious, if just, if the earth or the universe has it in its plans, these people will come to understand, and these people will come to appreciate, the work you've done and how far you've come from where you've been. It does happen. But, going back out or harboring a resentment over it, it's just going to make it that much harder. It just pushes somebody an inch more away every time you start, cursing what they're making you do or what they think about you and all that stuff. It's hard to take. And there are some people out there that just love laying into an addict because they think that they're perfect, and addicts are the scum of the earth, and why can't you get your shit together? There's going to be people out there that may feel like that. I've dealt with that. And all I can say is, it will all become clear with time and sobriety. That's it. Going back out, going on runs, resenting people, screaming at people, whatever, sending people texts back and forth of, I'm clean now, I hate you, and all this kind of stuff. It's just not going to do anything. But I also, I can really sympathize with the pain and the longing of maybe disconnecting from somebody because you finally came out with the truth, and just wanting that person back so bad. I can sympathize with it so much, or having something held over your head that is like, worth more to you than anything because of, you finally told the truth, but it's not because you finally told the truth. It's because you spent months and years only serving myself and putting myself at risk, and possibly, ending up not being a very good parent that day. So I did want to follow up with that. I'm sure there's something else that I'm forgetting too, but yeah, long story short, stay sober, do the next right things. A lot of times these people come back. A lot of times these relationships end up even tighter and closer after, you've gone through all that and they've gone through it, or they've witnessed it. So a lot of times it ends up better than you could ever imagine. But, taking a drug today is not going to help it. So, all right. Love you guys.